This is the Coronado.
I feel like the Coronado it's different from any place you would find in Phoenix. It is a vegan restaurant, and it has just, I would say, like a chill vibe. Kind of use the surroundings of the Southwest. You know, those flavors are definitely in the food.
My name is El Murta. I'm the chef and co-owner at the Coronado. I try and do what I call like vegetable forward. We don't use any mock meats or mock cheeses. Our most popular stuff on the menu is probably the cauliflower tacos, the breakfast burrito. I think the sleeper on the menu is maybe the tepary bean burger, because it seems like such a classic burger. And then that we get to use tepary beans, which are indigenous to Arizona. They're an amazing bean. I think the thing that people usually have a challenge with vegan and vegetarian cooking is that they've gotten used to the meats and cheeses. But once you realize that you can apply the same sorts of flavors and spices and things like that to vegetables and to how you cook those things, it actually becomes really easy to switch things out and keep those things very vegetable forward. When people give us kind of it's not just good vegan food, it's good like food, that's the ultimate goal.
We have a lot of meat eaters that come here because they're surprised of how good it tastes. I want to change some minds for sure.
This is your restaurant, Marlena. What do you love about it?
They are in the middle of that kind of downtown area, but they're tucked just far enough away to feel like you're not in downtown Phoenix.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you had to eat or what you recommend.
When I go, I always get a drink. This time when I went, I got an iced chai, and they make my favorite iced chai in town. And then we started with the fried guacamole, which it is incredibly flavorful. So they bring out their house-made chips and they bring out the fried guacamole. We had chips and salsa too. We wanted to share. Every single time that I get the fried guacamole, I feel like I could sit there and have 3 of them. They're so delicious. I feel like there's an unspoken kind of special spot for the person who gets to dip the first chip, because it's this mass with a little bit of breading on the outside that's quite thin, it's quite delicate, but it gives a little more texture to it. So the person who gets that first chip dip.
Yeah, what about entrees?
So for the entree, I always get their cauliflower taco. So the cauliflower is breaded and fried. It's very crispy, so it has a lot of texture, lots of fresh ingredients on top. You can get pico de gallo on there as well. The thing I love most, though, is their cilantro cream sauce. That makes the dish. And I had been so dedicated to getting these cauliflower tacos every time I go. It took my partner, Jules, getting the potato taco to realize that might even be better. But yes, they're so flavorful. The dishes always have extremely fresh ingredients, and that's the thing I appreciate most.
For me, it's like, where's the meat? Who cares? When you go to the Coronado, right, Andre?
I have to say, what I appreciate about being in this program was that choice, because I don't think I would have normally chosen a vegan restaurant. And I say probably also when you go, you don't want to go with an attitude of what you think that means. I mean, I found it to be wonderful. My wife and I went for lunch. I ordered lemonade, and it was real lemonade. It wasn't, you can tell it wasn't a powdered mix. But I got to start off with the red bean quesadillas, and my wife and I shared it, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
It was crispy. They had a roasted red pepper hummus drizzled over it. And I thought there was meat in the dish. I mean, it really it was terrific.
They know their flavors.
It was spicy, but not over the top. And from that, I went on to the cauliflower tacos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was terrific. The tacos were crisp, but not overly crisp. They were firm. But the cauliflower was battered in the masa and deep fried, and it was crunchy, but soft on the inside, and fresh spinach and pumpkin seeds. And it was just terrific. I mean, I would totally go back. I would totally get it again. And the portions were great. I ate 2, and I was afraid to eat more because I wanted to go for dessert. So I took one home and had it for lunch the next day.
Absolutely.
I brought my 2 granddaughters with me, and I didn't tell them until we were almost there, hey guys, this is a vegan restaurant. And of course, their noses up in the air. Oh, but what a nice surprise when we got there. I started off with the beet and quinoa burger. And that was just delicious. I mean, it tastes better than meat. It was, the consistency was really great. My granddaughters had the potato tacos, and they really enjoyed it. They knew that it wasn't a meat taco, but the purple cabbage and the avocado dressing that they put on there, yeah, it was delectable. We shared our food, so it was portions enough to share, and they enjoyed my quinoa burger, and I enjoyed their tacos.
And for me as a chef, vegetables are far more nuanced, far more interesting. You can do way more, you can get way more creative flavors out of it and textures than meat, and they've done it. That's the key. They do it. Michelle, what did you have for dessert?
I had the chocolate chip rosemary cookie, and you could taste the rosemary, and I love the flavor of rosemary. And combined with the chocolate chip, you would think that they wouldn't go, but they went well together. It was great.
I got the lemon strawberry cake. So it was lemon cake. The cake was very moist. The icing was very sweet, but not overly sweet. And the strawberries, fresh strawberries that were dipped in balsamic. And so it was just very, very flavorful, and it was really good.
What is your takeaway, Michelle?
It's such a upbeat, lively restaurant. The atmosphere was great. The only thing that I kept thinking was that I wished I lived in this neighborhood because this will be a daily visit for me.
Wow, that's huge. Boom.
Seriously.
Marlena.
My tip is go for it and order a drink, whether it's alcoholic or whether it's not. Their drinks are phenomenal. So don't just do water at this one.
I would say I'd be adventurous and recommend it to people who have teenagers in their family. I think they'd feel comfortable and fit in, but this would be the perfect place.
That's great.
I think it also is very good for families.
I love it. If you want to try the Coronado, they are located in the historic Coronado neighborhood on 12th Street, just south of Oak. An average meal will cost $19, and they do take reservations.